Today's story begins not with an empire, but with a dream that would give birth to one of the greatest empires in history. But what was Osman Ghazi's ultimate act of faith? The one that secured his place as the founding father of the Ottoman Empire? Stay with me to uncover the answer. Picture this: Anatolia, late 13th century. A land ravaged by chaos. The once mighty Seljuk Sultanate of Rum had collapsed, leaving behind a fractured landscape. Mongol hordes loomed to the east, their brutal campaigns a constant reminder of Anatolia's fragility. To the west, the Byzantine Empire, though a shadow of its former glory, remained a formidable power. Between these threats lay countless Turkish beyliks, small fragmented states led by warlords struggling for survival. One such warlord was Ertuğrul, leader of the Kai tribe, nestled in the frontier village of Soyut. Ertuğrul and his people lived on the edge of both Byzantine and Turkish land, a precarious position where every decision could mean life or death. It was there, in the crucible of uncertainty, that a boy named Osman was born. Osman was not born into greatness. He inherited a small, fragile tribe, barely clinging to survival. Yet, even as a boy, Osman stood out. His piercing gaze seemed to reflect the untamed wilderness around him, and his heart burned with ambition. As he grew, the rugged hills and valleys of Soyut whispered to him of a destiny far greater than the one he was born into. The world around him was full of threats: Byzantine soldiers, rival warlords, and even unrelenting Mongols. But Osman was not content to merely defend his people. He was determined to carve out a place of power and security for the Kai tribe. And perhaps even more than that. What could a boy from a struggling tribe do to change the tides of history? Every great leader has a moment when destiny reveals itself. For Osman, it came on one fateful night in the form of a dream, an extraordinary vision that would shape his life and the course of history. While visiting Sheikh Edibali, a respected spiritual leader, Osman dreamed of a mighty tree growing from his chest. Its branches spread far and wide, casting their shade over mountains, rivers and cities. From the heart of Sheikh Edibali emerged the moon, merging with the tree's canopy. The lands under its shadow pulsed with life, unity and power. When Osman awoke, he shared his vision with the Sheikh, who interpreted it as a divine sign. The tree, he explained, symbolized an empire that Osman would establish, one whose branches would stretch across continents. The moon represented unity, and the merging of their faiths signified Osman's role as a chosen leader. This revelation marked a turning point. Osman's marriage to Edibali's daughter, Rabia Bala, further solidified his spiritual and political alliances. The union not only deepened his ties with powerful religious leaders, but also provided Osman with invaluable guidance. The dream became a fire in Osman's heart. It was no longer enough to survive on the frontier. He would take his people from obscurity to greatness. With renewed purpose, he returned to his tribe, ready to transform his vision into reality. Osman's rise was not written in ink, but in blood and steel. Living on the frontier of the Byzantine Empire meant constant skirmishes and opportunities for conquest. Osman seized these opportunities with his loyal band of Ghazis, warriors fighting for both survival and faith. In 1299, Osman made his first bold move, leading a daring campaign. He captured the fortress of Karacahisar, securing a stronghold for his tribe and proclaiming independence from the fading Seljuk authority. This marked the formal beginning of the Ottoman state. Victory after victory followed, with Osman outmaneuvering the Byzantines at every turn. In 1302, at the Battle of Bavius, Osman's forces crossed a Byzantine army, solidifying his reputation as a master tactician. His guerrilla warfare tactics, combined with his ability to inspire absolute loyalty, set him apart from other Turkish leaders of his time. Osman's strategy wasn't just about strength, but also intelligence. He would often negotiate with rival tribes or create alliances that allowed him to strike at Byzantine positions without fear of retaliation. Yet Osman wasn't just a conqueror. He began to craft the infrastructure of a state. With each fortress and town he captured, Osman focused on integrating them into a cohesive system. He chose Yeniseier as its capital, establishing it as a center of governance and trade. His vision extended far beyond war. It was about building a legacy. Osman understood something many leaders of his time did not. Empires are built not just on swords but on hearts. His vision extended beyond conquest. He saw the value in creating a state where diverse people could coexist. When Osman captured Byzantine towns, he didn't destroy their way of life. Instead, he welcomed their inhabitants, Christians, Muslims and others, into his growing state. They were allowed to practice their religion and live according to their traditions, in exchange for loyalty and taxes. This policy of tolerance became a cornerstone of Ottoman governance, earning Osman the respect of his subjects and laying the groundwork for a multi-ethnic empire. It was a revolutionary approach for its time, one that set the Ottomans apart from other conquerors. Osman also established laws to govern his expanding state fairly. Influenced by the teachings of Sheikh Edibali, he emphasized justice and compassion, earning the loyalty of his people, not just through fear but through respect. The Kai tribe had become more than a band of warriors. They were now a unifying force in Anatolia, guided by Osman's vision of a harmonious and prosperous state. By the time Osman passed away in 1326, he had accomplished the impossible. From the humble village of Soyut, he had laid the foundation for what would become the mighty Ottoman Empire. Though he didn't live to see its full glory, his vision endured. Osman's final act of faith, entrusting his dream to his son Orhan, secured his legacy. Orhan would take up the mantle, conquering Bursa and establishing the first Ottoman capital, carrying his father's dream to new heights. And now we return to the question posed at the beginning of our story. What was Osman's ultimate act of faith? It was his unwavering belief that the tree in his dream would grow, not in his lifetime, but through the generations to come. Osman Ghazi's story is not just one of war and conquest. It is a tale of faith, determination and a dream that transcended time. From the ashes of chaos, he planted a seed that would grow into one of history's greatest empires. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the life of Osman Ghazi, the founding father of the Ottoman Empire. But this is just the beginning. To see how his dream blossomed, don't miss our story next week about his son Orhan Ghazi and the empire's first great expansion. I want to thank you all for listening, see you in the next one, and remember, history is written in mystery.